Hey everyone, we're going to be talking to Noah today about all the stuff about forestry and all. Make sure to like, subscribe, you can comment, share with your friends, family, everybody you know around you, uncles, grandparents, and all that stuff. Let's begin.
Greetings to you. What can I help you with?
Right, so how to grow trees.
Planting trees is nothing like planting crops. Farming is a craft. Growing trees is an art form. Forget everything you know about fertilizing, weed control, or anything like that. Just focus on the essential things. Get yourself a tree planter, fill up the machine, and drive one row after another. Enjoy the beauty of simplicity and plant some trees yourself. This will be a short list. First, you need a tree planter and saplings. Get yourself a pallet fork attachment that suits your preferred loader, as you sometimes need to transport the saplings to the machine. That is all you need. Art doesn't need complexity and a lot of tools, it just needs to grow, and the same goes for planting trees. You can, but I don't understand why you would. You're robbing yourself of the experience of planting trees yourself. Of course, you can buy trees. There are different sizes to choose from. The bigger the tree, the more you have to pay. You can use them as decorations for your farm and other properties. I would not recommend using them for actual forestry, as they would not be cost effective. You should plant them yourself, like a real lumberjack would do.
Right, cut down trees.
Depending on the type of tree you plant, you have different options for harvesting and using wood. If you planted deciduous trees, you require a chainsaw to cut them down. Because of uneven growth, financially, it makes more sense to process this type of tree into wood chips. Conifers, on the other hand, may be cut down with either chainsaws or harvesting machines. Because of their long and even trunks, they are perfect for selling or processing into various products. There are exceptions to the rule, such as stone pines and cypresses. Although these trees are conifers, you have to cut them down with a chainsaw. For deciduous trees, you require a chainsaw and a wood chipper. For conifers, you require a harvesting machine. Unless you want to cut down stone pines and cypresses, then you need a chainsaw. Well, I guess you are trying to cut down a deciduous tree. Those can only be harvested with a chainsaw. In case of doubt, always use a chainsaw. You can never go wrong with one of those fine instruments. Another benefit, you look professional and cool while using them. Use the chainsaw of your choice and position yourself in front of the tree. Turn the saw in the desired angle and direction before starting out. The tree will always fall in the direction you are cutting. After that, you need to cut the branches from the trunk. If you use a harvesting machine, it saves a lot of steps harvesting conifers. In your vehicle, you can select the desired length of harvested trunks. Just position the header of the crane as far down as possible at the trunk of the tree. Press the respective button to cut down the tree, and it's done. The machine will separate all the branches and cut the trunk to the desired length.
I think I already did that one.
Use the chainsaw of your choice and in just press the machine. Get yourself a forestry mulcher. You hook those onto the tractor and shred your stump. It is as easy as it sounds.
Hey, I know I keep doing that. Alright, so Okay, wood chips.
Wood chips are shredded wood, typically used as a heating fuel. The extraction of wood chips is profitable, especially in the case of deciduous trees. Compared to other trees, their odd-shaped trunks yield less money. Theoretically, it is possible to process other species of trees to produce chips. You also get wood chips as a byproduct of wood processing. For example, if you are working with wood or boards in a carpentry shop, you will receive a small amount of wood chips. Of course, you would not get as many as if you produced wood chips directly. You have two options to produce wood chips. You can choose between a standard wood chip machine and a self-propelled wood chipper. The wood chipper machine is cheaper and comes with a small tank suitable for smaller trees. Attach it to your tractor. If you produce wood chips once in a while, this machine is sufficient. A self-propelled wood chipper is an autonomous vehicle and doesn't require a tractor. Therefore, it is much more expensive. But I recommend, if you plan to chop large amounts of wood, to focus on running a forestry operation. It's also better for large trees. You also require a trailer to transport the wood chips to the point of sale. The process is the same for standard wood chippers and self-propelled wood chippers. Use the crane to pick up the pieces of wood on the ground and lift them onto the conveyor belt. When the wood is properly placed on the conveyor belt, it is pulled into the machine and turned into chips. If you have cut logs into smaller pieces, you can place them on the conveyor belt by hand, but this takes a little longer.
Okay, now how to tree marking sprayers and signs, I guess.
When doing forestry and operating heavy machines within the dense forests, applying a particular mark can provide a visual reference for waypoints and the assigning of certain actions. This can also help you and your workers keep track of what you're supposed to do and where. Depending on where you are from, tree markings here may differ from those you know from elsewhere. There are regional differences when marking trees. So, let's go through the signs so everyone is on the same page. To mark a logging trail leading to an actual logging location, trees are marked with two horizontal parallel lines. Trees marked with the backslash are supposed to be removed. Trees marked with a circle are not supposed to be chopped down, but supported instead, meaning leave him and his friends alone, or plant new trees in the vicinity. A horizontal line with an arrow facing down indicates that you should saw at exactly this height. Dead wood is indicated with an exclamation mark. You will see this when working with me on dead wood missions. They are to be removed. An X can have various meanings. Often it just marks trees should be removed for whatever reason. Feel free to assign any meaning to this mark when working on your own. Let's not forget the colors. Both symbols and colors usually do not follow a strict universal code, but are merely local or even a forest ranger's personal preference.
Okay, that's very good to know. I never knew that before. Very good to know. Hope you guys are listening. And then the two other things are going to be used. So winches and yarders. This is probably really good to know. So let's hear it.
That's a good question. I can tell that you are improving. They are both used for moving your logs from one place to another. Winches are devices designed to pull heavy logs using wire ropes. They help you move long logs of chopped down trees through the forest to a collection point. From there, you can transport them to selling points or production sites. Yarders are used to bypass hilly or otherwise impassable terrain and haul logs out of dense forests. They are using a system of cables to pull them up from their stump to a collection point. There are two types of winches. Attachments for your regular tractors, or so-called multi-purpose tractors, but that's all you need. Yarders are always hooked onto your tractor. Using this kind of machinery is quite simple. Winches are just connected to your tractor. Drive to the designated logs, attach a rope, and you are ready to go. Yarders need a few more working steps, but they are no sorcery. Just unfold your yarder and attach the rope to a fitting tree. Now you can send the carriage on its way or make it follow you, so it's always right behind you. After that, just attach a log. Just keep in mind that some yarders need to be placed uphill. Using this kind of... Now, after... Just keep...
Since my memory loses track of where I am, so I had to do that. I'm very sorry for that, but... Alright, last one is transport, and, yep.
The answer might seem simple, but transporting logs can be quite complicated. There are a few things you need to know. When you cut a tree, you typically use a yarder or a winch to transport the logs to a collection point. From there, you transport your wood to your shop or warehouse. You can do this by trailer or container, depending on your account balance and your forestry focus. Using a log loader is perfectly fine for a small-time logger. Professional lumberjacks like me use containers. You only need a tractor and a log loader for the trailer option. The container option requires a variety of machines. You need a truck, a low loader, an excavator, a wheel loader, and, of course, a container. Using a log loader is as simple as it sounds. Just attach the loader to your tractor. After that, use the crane to load the logs onto the trailer. It needs some practice, but you'll get it. Containers are a bit different. They come in different sizes. You should harvest trees accordingly by selecting the cutting length when operating the harvester. But keep in mind, the longer the logs, the more profitable they are when you sell them. The length of the logs should be as close as possible to the length of the container. Too long, they won't fit. Too short, you will gain less money and waste space. An excavator is used to load the containers by lifting the logs and driving them to the open side of the container. After the container is filled, you get the truck and the flatbed and prepare them for your container. To load the containers onto the low loader, you use a powerful wheel loader with a pallet fork. Just as you would load a pallet onto a smaller truck, you pick up the containers with the fork and carefully place them on the truck.
There we go.
Using a log loader is a to load the just
That's it. Alright. See you in the next one.